A woman walks through a narrow stone street. Her steps echo. No one else is walking. She looks at the closed shutters. Her hand touches the wall. The stone is cold. 3 days ago, this street was full of voices. Now, only wind. She doesn't know why. This is the story of a disease no one could see. A plague that moved through medieval cities like fog. Silent. Invisible. Deadly. People didn't understand germs. They didn't know about bacteria. They couldn't see what was killing them. But they could see the results. Empty markets, locked doors, bodies carried at dawn. It begins quietly. A merchant in Florence wakes up with a fever. He thinks it's nothing. He goes to work. He touches coins. He hands bread to customers. He breathes near their faces. By evening, his neck hurts. There's a swelling, hard, painful. He goes home. His wife puts a wet cloth on his forehead. She doesn't know she's already infected. 2 days later, the merchant is dead. His wife is sick. Their neighbor is sick. The baker down the street is sick. No one knows how this happened.
Stay back.
In the streets, people begin to notice patterns.
It is the correct amount.
When someone gets sick,
Keep back.
others around them get sick too.
I know.
But not everyone.
Here's your price.
Not always.
Not now, child.
It seems random.
But I wanted
Some
to
families
see.
are untouched.
Be quick.
Others are
Keep your
wiped out
distance.
completely.
Stay in your home.
There's no logic anyone can see.
God have mercy on us.
A priest walks
Deliver
through the
us from this
city.
plague, Father.
He visits the sick. He holds
Open
their
your eyes.
hands.
Take a deep
He
breath.
prays over them.
What do you think, Doctor?
He thinks God will
The signs are
protect
not
him.
good.
He gets
Consult the
sick.
ancient texts.
He dies.
The fever is high.
Rumors spread. Faster than the disease
Will they
itself.
recover? Only
Some
time
say
will
it's
tell.
punishment from God. Others say it's poison in
Not
the
now, my
wells.
dear.
Some
I
blame
wanted to
strangers.
see.
Some blame the wind.
It isn't safe.
Some blame the stars.
safe.
Everyone has a theory.
Hold on.
No one has an answer. A mother stands in her doorway. She watches the street. Her children
Not
are
now, my
inside.
dear.
She told them not to
But
go
I
out.
wanted to
She doesn't know why
see.
staying inside might help.
It
She
isn't
just
safe.
feels it.
Coins down.
Other families
Stay
do the
back.
same. Doors close, one by one.
Voila.
The
It
city
is the correct
becomes a
amount.
network of isolated rooms.
Keep back. The plague spreads.
Intact.
I
The
know.
market square.
Here is your price.
Only a few
And my
vendors
goods.
remain.
Stay well.
They stand far apart.
Good day to you.
They don't
and
touch.
to you, mistress.
They place coins
Please,
on the
draw
ground
first.
instead of handing them over. No one decided this. It just started happening.
Not now,
People
my
began
dear.
keeping distance without knowing why. Instinct, fear, survival. A young girl looks out her window. She sees a body
Not
being
now, my
carried.
dear.
It's
But I
wrapped in
wanted to
cloth.
see.
4 men carry it.
It isn't
They
safe.
walk quickly.
Open your eyes.
They don't look at
Take
each
a deep
other.
breath.
This
What
is
do you
the
think,
third
Doctor?
body today.
The signs are not good.
Yesterday there were 5.
Consult the ancient texts.
Girl's
The
mother
fever is
pulls her
high.
away from the window. Physicians arrive.
Will
They
they
wear
recover?
long robes.
Only time will
Some
tell.
wear masks shaped
Open
like
your eyes.
bird beaks.
Take a deep breath.
The beaks are
do you
filled
think,
with
Doctor?
herbs.
The signs
They
are
think
not
the
good.
smell will protect
Consult
them.
the ancient
It
texts.
doesn't. The physicians examine patients. They see the swellings, the fever, the darkness spreading under the skin.
Oh, God.
They prescribe bloodletting,
Please
prayers,
stay with us.
hot irons placed on the buboes. Nothing works. The physicians start dying too. In a small house, a family sits around a table. Though our father is sick. He's breathing heavily. His wife and 2 sons watch him. They don't speak.
Thank you, Mistress
They know
Eleanor.
what's coming.
And to you, Master Godfrey,
The father dies
always
that
a
night.
pleasure.
The next morning, the
Next,
wife paints a
please.
red cross on the door. This is the signal. This house has plague. Stay away. The city changes its sound. Before, there were shouts, laughter, arguments, horses, carts, church bells ringing for celebrations. Now, only church bells for the dead, and footsteps, slow, careful, distant. A baker continues making bread. His hands are shaking. He kneads the dough. He thinks about his daughter. She was fine yesterday. This morning, she had a fever. He keeps working. What else can he do? By evening, the bakery is closed. People stop gathering. No more weddings. No more markets. No more festivals. Churches hold services, but fewer people come. Those who come stand apart. The fabric of daily life unravels. Everything that made the city alive, the touching, the closeness, the shared spaces, becomes dangerous.
Good
A
day
group of
to
men
you,
dig graves
and to
outside
you,
the city
mistress.
walls. They dig all day.
Please draw
The holes are
first.
getting shallower. There's no time for deep graves anymore. Bodies are laid in rows, sometimes
Good day
wrapped,
to you,
sometimes
and
not.
to you,
The men don't
mistress.
pray. They just dig.
Please draw first.
Inside the city, a woman walks to a well. She fills her bucket. Another woman approaches. They see each other. They stop. There's a distance between them now, 10 feet, maybe more. Neither speaks. They just wait. One finishes, leaves, then the other approaches. This is how people survive. A father sits with his son. The boy is sick. The father knows what's coming. He's seen it 20 times. First the fever, then the swellings, then the darkness, then death. But he stays. He holds his son's hand. He doesn't leave. Days blend together. Time becomes measured differently, not by hours or days, but by who's still alive. The butcher is gone.
God,
The
have
blacksmith
mercy
is
on
sick.
us all.
The woman who sold fish hasn't been seen in a
The
week.
signs
The
are
city keeps a
everywhere.
mental list of the missing. Some people try to flee. They pack what they can carry. They leave at night. They walk to the countryside. But the disease travels with
I
them,
saw no one.
in their bodies, in their
Just a
breath,
tray.
in their clothes. Villages close their gates when refugees arrive. A monk writes in a monastery. He records what's happening.
willing, you'll see
He
another
writes
day.
about the symptoms, the speed of death, the number
How
of
fair.
dead. He writes, "We do not know why this is happening. We do not know how to stop it." He's one of the few, being honest. In a wealthy house, a nobleman seals himself in a room. He allows no one to enter. Food is left outside his door. He eats alone, sleeps alone, prays alone. He survives. His entire staff dies. Isolation works, but no one understands why. A child plays in an empty street. She rolls a ball. It bounces off a wall. She catches it. She's alone. Her mother watches from the window. She doesn't call the child inside. Where would be safer, inside or outside? No one knows. The city's rhythm has changed completely. Before, mornings were loud, people waking, working, shouting. Now, mornings are silent. Just footsteps, whispers. Everyone moves like they're in a library. A doctor examines a patient. The man has the swellings. The doctor knows this man will die. He's seen it 100 times, but he still tries. He applies poultices. He drains the buboes. He prays. The man dies. The doctor moves to the next house. Food becomes scarce. Farmers won't bring goods to the city. The markets are empty. People eat what they stored. Then they eat less. Hunger joins the plague. A woman stands at her husband's grave. It's a shallow pit. There's no marker, just dirt. She doesn't cry.
Deliver us
She's
from
too
this evil.
tired. She walks home. Her children are waiting. Winter comes. People think the cold will kill the disease. It doesn't. The dying continues. In a church, a few people kneel. They pray for deliverance. They pray for understanding. They pray for it to stop. The priest is gone. Dead a week ago. They pray anyway. A young man walks through the city. He's delivering bread. He's one of the few still working. He sees the changes. Doors marked with red crosses. Windows boarded up. Streets empty. He wonders if he'll get sick tomorrow.
Look at the world,
Everyone
little
wonders
one.
this.
So much to
The
see.
disease doesn't discriminate. Rich and poor,
What is that?
young and old, faithful and faithless. It takes everyone, but not everyone equally. Some neighborhoods are devastated. Others are barely touched. There's no pattern anyone can see. A family huddles in their home. The father, mother, 3 children. None are sick yet. They stay inside. They speak quietly. They wait. They don't know what they're waiting for. Months pass. The death toll rises. 1/3 of the city is gone, maybe more. The survivors move through streets like ghosts, hollow-eyed, silent. A woman returns to the market square. A few vendors are there. She buys bread. She places coins on the table. She doesn't touch the vendor's hand. They don't speak. This is normal now. Children who survive become orphans. They gather in groups. Some are taken in by relatives, some by churches, some by no one. They grow up in a world that ended. A man buries his wife, then his son, then his daughter. He's alone. He keeps living. He doesn't know why. The plague doesn't end suddenly. It fades, gradually, over months, over years. Fewer people get sick, fewer die. The city breathes again, but it's different now. The survivors look at each other differently. They've seen what invisible death looks like. They've seen how quickly normal life can vanish. They carry this knowledge forever. Streets fill again, slowly. Markets reopen. Merchants return. Laughter comes back. But there's a silence underneath. A memory. A woman walks through the same street where this began. It's crowded now. People are talking, trading, living. She remembers when this street was empty. She remembers the fear. She keeps walking. This happened in cities across medieval Europe. Plague, invisible, unstoppable. Millions died. Not from swords or fire, from something no one could see. A disease that traveled through breath, through touch, through presence. People didn't know about bacteria. They didn't have microscopes. They couldn't see Yersinia pestis. They couldn't understand how fleas and rats spread death. All they knew was, someone got sick. Then everyone around them got sick. Then they died. So they did what they could. They kept distance. They isolated. They closed doors. They stopped touching. Without knowing the science, they found the solution: space, separation, time. The plague returned many times. Each time, cities learned a little more. Each time, survival strategies improved. But the first wave was the worst, because no one knew. No one expected. No one understood. A grandfather tells his grandson about the plague years. The boy listens. He's heard this story before. "Did everyone die?" the boy asks. "No," the grandfather says, "but it felt like they would." The medieval plague taught humanity something fundamental. Diseases can spread invisibly. Death can arrive without warning. Safety requires distance. These lessons were forgotten. Then learned again. Forgotten again. Learned again. Every few generations, the same invisible threat, the same fear, the same silence in the streets. A historian writes about the plague. She describes the symptoms, the death rate, the social collapse. She uses numbers, statistics, charts. But she can't capture the fear, the uncertainty, the slow realization that the world had changed. That feeling of walking through a familiar street that suddenly feels alien, of avoiding neighbors, of wondering if every breath is dangerous, that feeling is timeless. The medieval plague ended. Eventually, life returned, cities rebuilt, populations recovered. But the survivors never forgot. They remembered. The silence, the empty markets, the closed doors, the bodies. They remembered what it felt like when the world fell apart invisibly. A mother holds her child. They stand in a busy market. People everywhere, noise, life. The mother thinks about her grandmother's stories. The plague, the silence, the fear. She holds her child tighter. This is the legacy of invisible disease. Not just death, not just numbers, but the memory of collective helplessness, of not knowing why, of watching. Everything familiar become dangerous. Medieval streets fell silent because of something no one could see. A bacteria, a flea, a rat, a cough. The science was simple, but the impact was total. Today, we know about germs. We have microscopes. We understand transmission. We have medicine. But the fear is the same. When disease spreads invisibly, society holds its breath, streets empty, doors close, people keep distance. The pattern repeats. A woman walks alone. The street is quiet. She thinks about the stories, the plagues, the silences. She wonders if we ever really learn, or if we just remember, then forget, then remember again. The medieval plague wasn't the first invisible killer. It won't be the last. But it showed humanity something essential. We are fragile. Connection is dangerous. Survival requires sacrifice. In the end, the streets fill again. They always do. But the silence leaves a mark. On the survivors, on the culture, on the memory of what happens when the world changes and no one knows why. This is the story of when medieval streets fell silent, when daily life stopped, when fear became normal, when humanity faced an enemy they couldn't see, couldn't understand, couldn't fight, and survived, barely. The lesson is simple. Invisible threats are the most terrifying, because you can't see them coming. You can't see them spreading. You only see the results. Empty streets, closed doors, silence. A city at night. A single candle in a window. A person watching, waiting for morning, waiting for answers, waiting for it to end. This is how humanity survives invisible disease. One day at a time, one breath at a time, hoping tomorrow will be different.